Hey there everybody, Pete Pardo here from Comic Book Geezers. Welcome to another edition of the show. Today is all about Villain Showcase. Once again, we love to talk about the villains here on the Comic Book Geezers channel. And we're going to go over to DC, specifically to a legendary villain of Batman. A villain who has been around since 1941. He made his debut in World's Finest Comics #3. One of the longest standing villains of Bruce Wayne, Batman, and Gotham City in general. I'm talking about the Scarecrow. All right, Mr. Jonathan Crane, created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane. He has been around forever. Basically, the history of the character. Jonathan Crane was bullied all throughout school growing up because he resembled Ichabod Crane from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. He became kind of a pretty screwed up young man, eventually went and became a psychologist. He wound up taking jobs at Arkham Asylum and other various places and wound up, working with and talking to a lot of the deranged people at the asylum. And kind of as a way to get back at society, who always shunned and made fun of him, he started to kind of look into creating fear-inducing experiments and all sorts of different potions and things like that, eventually taking on the persona of the Scarecrow, starting to do battle with Batman, wanting to, and he was not really interested in robbing banks and all that kind of stuff. He just wanted to kind of be able to gain his revenge on society and induce fear on people so they know kind of what he grew up with, because he was always in fear of others, always picked on and bullied. So kind of almost in a weird way, a sympathetic character, sort of. I've always thought that the Scarecrow is one of the coolest Batman villains. He's got no superpowers. He's not strong or anything like that. But man, when he gets into close contact with Batman or any of the other heroes, that little bit of potion, the fear potion that comes out, sends the heroes into an absolute fear-induced stupor that takes a while to get out of. So I got lots of stuff with the Scarecrow over the years. I mean, like I said, he has been in and out of DC Comics in various different Batman issues, so many of them to even bother to list over the years, over the decades. But I've got I just pulled this cool little Scarecrow Tales, 8 chilling tales featuring the Master of Fear. And this includes stories from various Batman comics, Detective Comics, so on and so forth, all throughout the decade. So this is kind of cool because you get to see the evolution of the character throughout the years. And I think if we go in the back, we can take a look at the covers, and then I'll kind of go through here. So here we've got, let's see, we've got Detective Comics right there, which is issue number 503 from 1981. Here's a kind of cool one right here, Batman 373. Hopefully you guys can see that. There we go. I want to make sure. And then right down here, another issue of Batman. And then on this side, we've got some more of the covers that these stories come from. What else? And I've always had this thing with scarecrows. I love Marvel Comics has a Scarecrow character. There have been Scarecrow films, right? Growing up in the country in New York, like I have, Scarecrows are nothing new to me out here, right? We got cornfields and all sorts of stuff here. So let's take a look at kind of how the artist depictions of him have changed over the years. Early on, we're going back to the 40s here. He obviously not looking as kind of cool and psychotic and evil as he has in more recent years. I want to get, perfect example here. So this is a very basic costume from very early on. There you can see right there. All right, so that's not as interesting, obviously, because we're talking about the old days, the Bob Kane days. Bob Crane, not Kane. Here. But his dialogue was always awesome. But when it got down to it, if he got into a hand-to-hand combat with Batman or Robin, he usually lost pretty quickly. So unless he could get that fear toxin going, he was not overly effective. But there have been plenty of stories over the years where he just wreaked all sorts of havoc. It depends on how much toxin he gets, how he can deliver it, right? Kind of cool shot of him and the Joker. Here's so this is interesting. You can see here him and the Joker, right? I'd have to see if we can get something a little bit more updated here. Here he's got some, sometimes he's got the toxin in some sort of a like gun or thing that can discharge it. Sometimes it's like some little flower thingamajiggy that he wears on. There's all sorts of ways that he he's getting his clock clean right there. But I think he's just the Scarecrow is always there. He's always a thorn in Batman's side. Yeah, he always loses, but he always looks cool. His dialogue is always amazing. Yes, this is pretty neat. And there's something to be said about a long-standing villain. And, Batman's got a bunch of them, whether it be the Joker, the Scarecrow, the Riddler, the Penguin. I mean, these are guys who have been around for ages and ages and ages. And we've seen the Scarecrow in a few Batman films and, of course, like animated films and series. We saw him in Gotham, the TV show. He always kind of pops up. He's always there. He's always in the mix. He's not, he's not on like the legendary status as far as being a complete pain in the ass who has caused like major damage like the Joker. Joker who has killed some people close to Batman and Bruce Wayne. The Scarecrow, not quite on that level, but I think he's just a cool character. He's twisted. But again, there's that. I think a lot of the Batman villains have that little level of sympathetic nature to them, which I think is kind of neat. So, and it's all about the fear, folks. All about the fear. So, Professor turned criminal Jonathan Kane specializes in fear. He knows how to take a simple phobia and turn it into a life-threatening syndrome. That's the thing. The fear toxin preys upon your innermost fear. So if there's something that you are afraid of. So in other words, if the Scarecrow busted in this room right now, into my office, and hit me with that toxin, you know what it would be for me? I would be having all sorts of crazy hallucinations and panic attacks of like spiders and snakes, because that is what I fear the most in the world. Okay? There you have it. What else? Since his introduction, the Scarecrow has been one of the Dark Knight's most difficult foes to defeat. In this collection of 8 stories, some of the best-known Batman writers and artists take their turn at creating chilling escapades. Included are Batman's creator Bob Kane, did I say Crane? Kane? Jeez, whatever. Bob Kane, Bill Finger, Denny O'Neil, Mike Barr, Pete Milligan, Alan Davis, Don Newton, and Duncan Fegredo. Anyway, this is a cool little volume here, but there's so many other awesome like long story arcs that involve the Scarecrow and many other of the villains. That's the one great thing about the Batman universe all throughout the decades. It's like usually you have these great storyline arcs that involve multiple villains, sometimes with one villain over a couple of issues or what have you. But man, there's so many great stories with the Scarecrow over the years. So many great stories. So curious to see what you guys think about the Scarecrow and how he ranks like in the the annals of Batman and Gotham City history in DC Comics. So he is a cool villain, and he is our spotlight villain of the day today. Here we are on Wednesday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also click the notification bell just in case you haven't already, and you'll get notified via email every time we post a new video, which is usually Wednesday and Fridays every week. If you're interested in getting a Comic Book Geezer shirt, you can click on the link below in the video description. Go to our merch page, which is the Sea of Tranquility merch page, my other main channel, and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see the Comic Book Geezers. All right, you'll see the wood shirt, which my buddy Wild Bill helped create, with a t-shirt and as well as the coffee mug. So check those out, and hope you pick one up and you love wearing it just like we do. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on Friday with another episode. Probably be another solo episode by me, and then I've got to get together with Bill sometime over the next couple days or week, and we'll get more videos with the duo. Kirk and I think I'm going to get Kirk on as well too at some point in the near future. So stay tuned for lots more stuff. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.